Deep in the Atlantic Ocean, InGen was at it again this time, on a remote island known as Isle St. Hubert. The company had turned the island into a genetic playground, where science pushed past ethical limits. Here, dinosaurs weren't just cloned, they were modified, altered, and experimented on. But one creation was unlike anything before it. Codenamed Distortus Rex, the creature didn't stay locked up for long. It broke free, and when it did, it killed. Chaos followed as the facility descended into panic and bloodshed. Now, jump ahead to 2025. The world is no longer what it was. The climate has turned hostile, nearly uninhabitable for the dinosaurs that once roamed freely after escaping into the wild between 2018 and 2022. Most of the planet can no longer sustain them. Only a few pockets remain hot, humid zones near the equator. Martin Krebs, an executive at the powerful pharmaceutical giant Parkergenics, launches a covert mission with a bold objective: recover DNA samples from the 3 most massive dinosaurs still alive on Earth. Why? These prehistoric giants may hold the genetic key to curing heart disease, a potential medical breakthrough worth billions. To lead this mission, he turns to Zora Bennett, a hardened ex-military operative with a shadowy past. She's tasked with working alongside paleontologist Dr. Henry Loomis, the scientific mind behind the operation. But Zora knows she'll need boots on the ground, so she heads to a bar in Suriname, where she tracks down her longtime ally, Duncan Kincaid. A seasoned expedition leader, Duncan agrees to join on one condition: he picks the crew. And so, the team is formed. Leclerc, a skilled boat pilot; Nina, a no-nonsense mercenary; and Bobby Atwater, head of security with eyes always scanning the horizon. Their destination? Isle St. Hubert, the island long abandoned by InGen, now overrun by nature's most dangerous survivors. But elsewhere near the island, a family outing takes a dark turn. Ruben Delgado is sailing nearby with his daughters, Isabella and Teresa, for one last family trip before Teresa heads off to college. Tagging along is her boyfriend, Xavier Dobbs, a guy Ruben can barely stand. Then disaster strikes. The waters erupt as the Mosasaurus attacks, violently capsizing their boat. Stranded and desperate, the family sends out a radio distress call. And that's when their paths cross. Zora and her team, already headed for danger, change course and come to the rescue. But what none of them realize yet is, the real fight for survival is just beginning. The team's mission kicks off with immediate success, at least on the surface. They track down the monstrous Mosasaurus and, against all odds, manage to extract a tissue sample. But their victory is short-lived. A pack of Spinosauruses emerges from the jungle, launching a full-scale assault on the ship. In the chaos, Bobby Atwater is killed, ripped apart before anyone can react. Panic erupts as the mission spirals out of control. Teresa scrambles to call for help using the ship's radio, but Martin, desperate to keep the mission under wraps, shoves her away. She falls overboard, and when she pleads for help, Martin turns his back on her. But Xavier doesn't hesitate. He dives into the water after her. Ruben and Isabella follow, splitting off from the main team as the carnage unfolds behind them. The Mosasaurus isn't done yet. It rams the ship, forcing it aground. And just when the team thinks they've caught a break, Nina is ambushed and killed by a Spinosaurus onshore. With morale shattered and bodies piling up, Zora reveals a sliver of hope. She secretly arranged for a rescue helicopter to fly over the island in 24 hours. Now, it's a race against time. They soon find a herd of towering titanosaurs grazing peacefully in an open field. Fortunately, collecting a sample is easy, no bloodshed, no pursuit, just one more to go. But the final target is the most dangerous of all. Zora, Dr. Henry Loomis, and Leclerc rappel down the side of a cliff, where the ancient ruins of a temple cradle the massive nest. But luck runs out fast. A screech pierces the sky as the parent Quetzalcoatlus returns, its wings casting a shadow like a passing storm. It descends in a blur of talons and beak, grabbing Leclerc and devouring him before the others can react. Zora and Henry barely escape with their lives, and the final sample clutched tightly in hand. Elsewhere on the island, the Delgado family fights to survive. They cross paths with all kinds of prehistoric life, from massive herbivores grazing nearby to a tiny aquilupes that Isabella instantly bonds with. Soon after, the family discovers an abandoned raft just in time. A T-Rex crashes through the trees, forcing them into a deadly river escape. After a heart-pounding chase, they make it out alive, bruised but determined. Eventually, their path leads them to the long-abandoned InGen complex, what's left of the company's dark legacy. And there, fate catches up with them. They reunite with Zora and the remaining expedition team. Teresa spots Martin and immediately confronts him. With his cover blown, Martin panics. He pulls a gun, takes the group hostage, and rips the valuable dino samples from Zora's hands. Before the group can react, a pack of mutadens descends from above, tearing through the complex in a frenzy. The survivors are forced to flee, ducking into the pitch-black underground tunnels of the ruined facility.